It's kind of like, did you
It
watch The
did make a
Last
little
of
more
Us?
sense. Yeah, I did. I did.
So in the episode where I never played the game or anything, so I don't know what was but in the episode where
Hmm.
you had Henry and his little brother, that they were with for the
Hmm.
entire show, and his little brother gets
Yeah,
bit, and so what's her name? Allie? I don't know.
Ellie.
Ellie, yeah, she like
Ellie.
rubs some of her blood in his wound to try to cure it. And so when she did that, I was like, oh, hopefully that cures the boy. And my next thought was, man, this is not that kind of show. I was like, this like that shit ain't happening. Like I want it to,
I
but
thought that was
it
gonna
would
work.
not make sense with the theme of this show. And of course it
Yeah,
didn't. It was devastating. But yeah, that
I
was
swear to God that that was gonna work. I really did think that that was going to, and that was a devastating episode. I mean,
so
just a quick,
sad,
the
man.
sort of like he shoots his brother and then immediately just like
Of
offs
course.
himself. It
Yeah. Like what else could he do? I mean, at
fucked
that
up.
point. Yeah, like what's the
Right.
there's a sad endings. So back in the Facebook days, I used to write these like top tens for movies. And I wrote
Yeah.
top 10 sad endings, I remember. And one of
Mm.
them was The Mist by Stephen King. I don't know if you're familiar with this film or not, or the
Ooh, I saw the film.
okay. So now in the guy who wrote like the screenplay for that film, like the book does not end that way. The for those you don't
Really?
know, yeah, the book doesn't end that way. So the book ends
Really?
at a similar part where okay, well, first I
Mm.
should tell everybody how the movie ends. How the movie ends. So
Yeah.
the movie ends
Yeah.
with the dad and his son and like two or three people in the back seat of this car. They're running from these just gruesome, horrifying,
Yeah.
Lovecraftian monsters that are gonna give them the most painful, horrible death imaginable. And like
Mm.
they're out of gas, they got nowhere to go, but they have one gun, and
Yeah.
he has 5 rounds in it or something like that, or however many he's like.
Mm.
So he decides like they all the adults and everything, they decide the merciful thing to do would be put them out of their misery before the
Yeah.
monsters get to them. So
Really?
the main character, he shoots all the people in the car, including his own son, and
Yeah.
immediately he just keeps pulling the trigger on his own head. Like he knows there's no bullets in there, but he wants to die so fucking badly.
That shit was
And
so sad.
then like 2 minutes later, you see the army show up with flamethrowers and they're killing all the monsters and shit. If he had waited 5 more minutes, he would have been
Oh
rescued. And
man.
so the book doesn't end that way. The book ends in a similar spot, but instead of having the whole conversation with the gun and everything, they just drive off into the mist and you don't know what happens to them. So the guy who wrote the
Really?
screenplay, he wrote that, super dark ending, and he went to like, I don't know, Columbia or Warner Brothers or whoever, and he says, hey, here's my script, I want to the movie. And they say, all right, we will give you $100 million for this, but you need to change that fucking ending. We are not giving you all this money to like put that shit ass ending in here. And he's like, no. And he went to like some other studio that gave him like a third of the money, which is why the special effects look so bad in that film. Like the special effects are pretty
Oh.
bad. But he
Hmm.
was so dedicated to the art of his ending that he was willing to forego the special effects. And when Stephen King saw the movie, he said, "You know what? I like this ending better. I wish I would have put that in the book." And so, yeah, that was
Yeah. Wow.
I
That's
do
interesting.
appreciate people who are dedicated to like a vision and
Yeah.
to their art. And it says a lot that he was willing to take less money just to make that. But
Yeah. No, I really respect that. I think that because that ending resonates with me as one of like the most like
never
least
forget it.
memorable endings. You don't forget an ending. Like, I mean, it's crazy you're telling that story because that is really what my thought process always was. Like, what studio allowed him to get away with this shit? Like, who the fuck let him get away with every character dying? Like, and it ended
It's
so
horrifying.
bleak. You know what I mean? I really do respect the commitment to sort
Yes,
of like because it works. It works on a
it's
narrative
so
level,
good.
just from a
And
realistic.
and this is something that I mention a lot too, is that capitalism is poisonous to art. It's poisonous to
Yeah,
it. Like people bitch all the
entirely.
time about how, half the movies and shows that come out are sequels or prequels or spin-offs. And they always say, Ugh, Hollywood doesn't have any ideas anymore. Yeah, they do. They absolutely have
Yeah, a lot.
ideas, but if you're an
Mm.
executive and you're brought a new property, or you're brought
Yeah,
Smurfs 5 that you know has an audience that people are familiar
yeah,
with, like you're gonna
yeah,
go with like the more guaranteed money, and like so like the
yeah,
art suffers because of it.
yeah, yeah. No, that's 100%. It's unfortunately our fault
I
as
know,
the
right? We have no
fucking
one to blame but
consumers. Like we
ourselves.
did it to ourselves.